Hey guys, so welcome to part 2 of our holiday drink series. In this episode, I'd like to share a recipe of a drink that I like to have throughout the day. I call this drink the Too Lazy to Go to Starbucks. Actually, I'm just kidding. So this is actually just a Peppermint Mocha. So Peppermint Mocha, I think most of you guys are already familiar with it. It is my guilty pleasure drink. Whenever I am outside or whenever holiday season rolls around, I don't know, I just crave a nice cup of Peppermint Mocha from Starbucks. So that got me to thinking on how to replicate or even improve on that drink at home. So that brings us to this recipe, and I'm sharing that with you guys today. So the things you guys will need at home is very simple. First of all, you need a chocolate. I choose to use a 70% dark. You guys can choose to use milk if you prefer that. Of course, you want to have a nice coffee. So now for the coffee, I do recommend that you guys choose something that's more chocolatey or nutty. I think it will complement this particular drink very well. For any of these special drinks, I don't recommend that you guys go for single origin or any kind of limited release expensive coffee, just because a lot of the flavor is going to be, I should say a lot of the origin qualities is going to be covered by the peppermint and the chocolate anyway. But still choose something that's good. Something that comes to my mind is, let's say, the Big Trouble from Counterculture. It's relatively inexpensive and it's readily available in Target, right? So something like that I think would complement this drink particularly well. Anyways, so coffee. Now next, of course, you want to have your milk, and if you want to top it off with some whipped cream, that's fine as well. Now it comes to the peppermint. There's a couple options you guys can go with. You guys can just buy something that's readily available in, let's say, the Starbucks brand. I think Amazon have a couple options like the Torani. You can have the Mooning. I think those all make some peppermint syrup. However, if you want to just make something from scratch, you will need to have some peppermint extract. Alright, so let me show you guys how to do this. Okay, so let me elaborate a little bit more on the syrup itself. So for this syrup I just made this morning, it's actually quite simple to make it. All you need is 1 cup of water, 1 cup of sugar, and then you're going to add 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract. I happen to be, using this particular one, but you can use whatever you want. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to bring the water to a boil, and then you're going to add in that cup of sugar. You're going to stir until the sugar completely melts. After it melts, you're going to turn off the water, add in the 1 teaspoon of peppermint extract, and just let it steep for about 10 minutes. And that's all you got to do. After the syrup is done, you can put it in the container of your choice, and this will be good in the fridge for about a month. Okay, now let's come back to the Peppermint Mocha. For the Peppermint Mocha, we are simply going to chop up some chocolate. Okay, so we're going to use, like I said, the 70% dark chocolate, and we are using about 20 grams of it. And if you happen to be getting the Lindt chocolate like I am, 20 grams is about 2 square pieces, and the 2 square pieces is going to be roughly 20 grams. I'm gonna just start by just try to chop up the chocolate. It doesn't matter really if you make it pretty or not. The whole point is that it will melt more quickly once you're adding the hot espresso as well as the milk. Okay. Once that is done, we are just going to transfer that into our cup. Today I'm using a 15-ounce cup. You can use a 15, 16, doesn't really matter as long as it's within that range. Okay, so once that is in there, we're going to weigh out our normal portion of espresso beans. So for me, that is 18 grams. Okay, next we are going to brew the espresso right over the chocolate. And again, we are doing our same 1 to 2 ratio, so 18 grams in equals to roughly 36 grams of espresso out. Okay, so once you have it like so, just go ahead and gently stir the espresso to make sure that the chocolate is all melted in there, which should be fairly quick if you chopped up the chocolate very fine. Okay, so that looks, about right. Next, we are going to add in about 3 tablespoons of the peppermint syrup that we made. Now, I like my drink a bit more mintier than most, so if 3 tablespoons is too much for you, feel free to reduce it to 2, or if you somehow like peppermint even more than I do, yeah, feel free to up it up to 4 if you want. Alright, so now we have the base ready. We're just going to steam some milk and just proceed with it the normal way you would go about making a latte. Now, because this is a bigger cup of drink, we're obviously going to put a bit more milk than you would normally put. Actually, that might have been a little bit too much, but let's work with it. Okay, so we incorporated a bit of milk. Just give it another swirl, just to make sure everything is kind of in there evenly. And at this point, you can also just double check to see if there's any more chocolate that haven't, been melted. All right, so we're gonna go in with the rest. Okay, so at this point, if you want, you can add in some whipped cream. Obviously, I made it way too full for this. So I'm going to take a sip and I'm going to add in the rest of the whipped cream. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah. Okay, so just see how much you like the whipped cream. Doesn't really matter. You can kind of just add some on the side. Okay, that looks about right. And that's Peppermint Mocha. Okay, well, I'm just going to take a sip first. Okay, first of all, I don't think I need to explain to you guys how delicious the peppermint mocha is. If you had it, you like it, then you like it. And the reason why I like this drink above all else is simply because of the peppermint flavor, the chocolate in the mocha, the nice espresso, everything just so well rounded, and it just leaves this refreshing taste in your mouth. I don't know, it just reminds me of snow, of Christmas, of just really the season in general. I really hope that you guys go ahead and try out this recipe at home. Again, you don't have to go to the full extent of making your own syrup, but I definitely think it just adds to the experience that you feel like you just did more. Feel free to get any store-bought syrups if you want. Hope you guys will make this at home. I hope you guys will like this, and maybe it will save you a trip to Starbucks. As usual, please share this video with your family and your friends or anybody who might enjoy this recipe or this drink. If you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please subscribe. Next week, I'm going to have my friend Will on, and he's going to share with us our final episode of the series, which is a great evening drink to help you guys wind down at the end of a long day. That's it for today. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!